What we've yet to see is, somebody nip that in the bud, right? And that's what I felt like he was, in effect doing. And,
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. So, amid an escalating feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, Drake vehemently denies allegations raised in Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks, including claims of relationships with underage women and fathering a secret child. Kendrick Lamar's allegations featured in his tracks Euphoria, Meet the Grahams, and Not Like Us, which insinuate Drake's involvement with underage individuals and also fathering a secret daughter. In response, Drake rebuffs the allegations of inappropriate relationships and secret paternity, and also emphasizing his reputation and lack of a criminal record. The feud between the two rappers originated with Drake's track, First Person Shooter, which sparked Kendrick Lamar's response in Like That. The exchange of diss tracks escalated with Drake's push-ups and tailor-made freestyle, which featured AI versions of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. Kendrick Lamar's diss tracks, as I already mentioned, were Euphoria, 616 in LA, Meet the Grahams, and Not Like Us.
Yeah, so it's interesting because it's currently a lot of issues in hip hop right now, in rap music right now. I mean, you're somebody that I don't think any artist has came directly to test you, and I would
not any artist worth their salt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's been people.
So, I mean, how do you see, do you see when people say rap is a competitive, hip hop is a contact sport?
Absolutely.
Do you view it like that as well?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, does that so how do you see this moment where you have a clash of some of the,
Clash of the Titans?
Yeah.
I think there's value in it, there's beauty in it. You know what I'm saying? We were talking earlier. Some of my students at NYU asked me a week ago, how I felt about J. Cole's apology to Kendrick, a day or so after putting out a diss record. Right. And though I hadn't heard any of the music, I thought it was a beautiful thing. I thought, that's what's unprecedented, right? I said, what we've seen, time and time again, since the 80s, what I'm saying, are, MCs going, back and forth, battling it out. Sometimes they keep it to the record. Sometimes, it gets physical and it gets, crazy. What we've yet to see is, somebody nip that in the bud, right? And that's what I felt like he was, in effect doing. And, I felt like it just showed, humility, nobility, and just, a sense of elevation, that you don't, see too often across the board.
It's like the upcycled self, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he literally could have done something that everybody else did, but took it and kind of said, no, I want to go here with it.
Exactly.
And I'm more concerned about my peace and myself as an artist, and not pleasing a group of people that want to see kind of blood sport. That's a beautiful example. I wonder if he read the book, you know what I'm saying? Because it's right in line with that.
I don't know if he read the book. I mean, maybe. But I think it's just that, when the plane's going down, you got to situate your own oxygen mask first. And I feel like, he's been on a trajectory of just that, of self-revelation and, investing into himself. And I feel like, his mind, spirit, body, soul, music, everything, was sort of better for it. And I told you another story earlier about this is how I sort of understand J. Cole, right? I don't know the brother well, but he and I, had talked about doing music together at one point. And shortly after, the beginning of 2018, he hit me yo, let's do an album. I told him to send me some music. You know what I mean? I told him I was with it. It wasn't this. It wasn't send me some music to see if I want to do it. It was send me, let me see what you're thinking. And he sent me a batch of beats, and they all just felt so close to, I guess, something roots-centric, that I didn't want at the time. I was trying to sort of step outside of what I'd done in the roots, and I just didn't feel like we were, lining up. So I think I asked him to do a different batch. I gave him an explanation. And in my explanation, I think I scared him off, because I was, maybe some of the trigger words that I was using, I want something hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Aggression, right?
This beat ain't aggressive enough. You know what I mean? I think he wasn't on that. He's on a peaceful journey.
I think you probably scare off a lot of MCs.
But no, I was talking with another artist recently, and she told me that she had a similar experience in that she had hired J. Cole to work He came to do some production and to feature. He arrived at the studio, and she was in the middle of another conversation where she was venting, you know, in the middle of a bunch of complaints. And he sat there momentarily, and then he just got up and left, and she hasn't seen him since. It's like, you know, he's not trying to, you know, engage with the bullshit. So I feel like, you know, he acted on emotion probably. He did this record and, you know, immediately regretted it, but had already pulled the trigger and was like, you know, how can I now, you know, take the high road? And I think he set a beautiful example, so.